Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Tuesday, April the 23rd. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address, info at trade-ideas.com. This is a link to get into our free room, and this is a link you'll see, the tradeIdeas.com/Barry. You'll see a promo code good for 15% off either the first month of a standard or premium subscription or the entire year of a standard or premium subscription. I open the room every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and that's when I start to share my screen, get live on the mic at about 9:05. I go up to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and up to 3 o'clock on Fridays. Wow, interesting day in the room today. Again, as I've been saying last week and certainly yesterday, we're now starting to see the results of a lot of earnings plays, okay? And a lot of them are ones you probably haven't heard of. You know, we're not talking about the Facebooks and the Googles and the Amazons and Microsofts, Apples, and all that. We're talking about stocks that I'm not saying nobody knows Allegheny, but you know, it flies under the radar of a lot of people. So anyway, this was an earnings play, ATI. And again, if you want my earnings plays, all you have to do is ask me for them at the info at trade-ideas.com. I'll send you the two scans that I use, and they basically there's nothing incredibly fancy about them. I'm just looking for the earnings plays up. When I say up, this is down for the day. You can see MLI is down for the day. That's why it's in orange, but it's near the high of the day. That's all I'm looking for. I sort in the position of the day's range, and then I just sort of these two are exactly the same scan. If I moved it all the way down, you would see there's TRST at the bottom there. This gets updated every 30 seconds, so that's why it's not quite the same. But you know, all I'm doing now is I'm just taking, I take this, hopefully I don't, there we go. I just take this and duplicate it, and then I just sort this on the ones that are down the most for the day. I'm sorry, not down the most, but near the bottom of the day's range. So I can quickly see the ones near the top and quickly see the ones near the bottom. That's all I'm doing. There's, you know, and my only filters, very, very mild filters, you know, 100,000 shares between 1 and 50, and this ensures that the earnings are after hours yesterday or pre-market today. Okay. So that's how I'm identifying some of these earnings plays, and I'm going to show you a couple that I took. So there's the ATI. If you take a look at it on the daily chart, you're going to see why I took this one. You can see I said, man, if it ever takes out 24.44, which is right in this, here's the low on that day, I was going to get in on it. And so that's exactly what I did. I took this trade. I took this short right at 24.44. Actually popped down below 24. I covered some at 24, and then on the way up, I covered at 24. I think it was 24.25. So, and it was very quick once it happened. Here is another one though that, you know, again, flying under most people's radars, I'm sure. EQBC. I'm sorry, EQBK. EQBK. And very, you know, it doesn't trade very much. It's only traded $250,000 right now. And again, I think if I look at the daily chart, yeah, I mean, again, there's no support for this. So look at the big gap down on that daily chart. So when I looked at that, I thought, okay, I'll take it back to the 15-minute time frame. When it broke right there, I was watching it like a hawk right in this area, and I said actually in the room, the spread had tightened to 25.60, 25.61. So I ended up taking that short at 25.60, only had to wait a little bit, and look what it did. I mean, it gets all the way down to 25. These are very quick trades. I covered some at 25.15 and right around this area here, but this was another very nice quick trade. Now the other one that a lot of people were watching, of course, was AKTX. Had a big pop pre-market, had some news about it. What is the news? Phase 2 data, had a big pop. I was watching this like a hawk to see if it could take out that 450 level. And, you know, it moved down to 455. When it got up to that 450 level, I ended up taking it right here at 462. Took it right there at 462. And what a move it had very quickly, all the way up to 504. I sold some at 5 and 501 actually, and 473 and 475, and another very quick trade, and then it gave it up. Not marrying these things. But again, if you look at it on the daily chart, you can see all the room it had. So, I mean, that's what attracts me to a lot of these. It's not so much the intraday. It's, people ask me, what time frame do I really pay attention to? I know it sounds crazy, but it's the daily chart, because when I see a lot of room that a stock can move, that's what gets me really interested in the stock. And then the other one that I took today, SNBR, another really quick trade. This was beaten up for the last 2 days. This was an earnings play 3 days ago, got just clobbered. Moved down badly again yesterday through the 200-day moving average, right at 36.89. But you can see it's having a rebound day. Now, I actually saw this much earlier, and I know some people got into this one, but I only took this trade as it moved above 38. Right here at 38.15 is where I actually took the trade. And again, 38, well, it's close enough. Right around here. And again, a very, very quick move up to that 38.50. I actually sold some at 38.50 and then on the way down, 38.35. So another very, very quick trade. So, this is not an earnings play, but we're just at the beginning also of earnings season. And I think there's about 600 companies releasing earnings this week. Next week there'll be 1,000. I'm sure the week after it'll be about 1,200, 1,500. So we're right getting started. And as I said yesterday, this window here, these are the earnings plays up. I think there were only about 4 or 5 that showed up in this window. And look how many today. And it'll just get, there'll be more and more. I tend to just concentrate on the ones near the top of the day, though, because as you know, you may not know, but I'm way more of a momentum trader. Doesn't mean I just take the stock just because it makes a new high, but you can see right here that this stock making a new high right here on the breakthrough that whole number. That's a pretty decent pattern to get involved in it. It took all this out. There's a little rise, a little bottoming tail in the 15, little stall, takes out the whole number, and I hopped on it. So that's just the way I trade. A lot of people like to, they would wait for this, a big pullback, and then maybe get into it if it stopped. I am not as good a pullback player as I am sort of a pure momentum trader. So anyway, if you want those earnings filters, you just have to email me. So let me get back to the capture program. So, man, a lot of excitement, especially in the first couple of hours. Obviously, just like most days, after the first couple of hours, things tend to die down. And then sometimes you get the unexpected spurt after lunch hour is over, after 1 o'clock. You can get some interesting plays again. Okay, so if you have any questions for me, this is the email address you can use, and this is the link to get into our free room. There's a promo link here. And I'll open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So I hope everybody has a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.